was 19 when I took the job. I just moved to a new town for school and needed fast cash. Craigslist had a listing. Babysitter needed, evenings only, cash paid nightly. Single dad looking for help watching 5-year-old daughter. Must be good with kids, discreet, and okay with cameras in common areas, security reasons. It sounded weird, yeah. But he included a picture of his daughter, a cute little girl with big glasses and a shy smile. That made it feel more real. I texted the number. He responded fast, said his name was Daniel, and the job was simple. 3 nights a week, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., while he worked night shifts. $100 a night, cash. He added, "We live kind of remote. GPS doesn't always work. I'll send written directions." Another flag, but I was broke and desperate. I followed his directions out to a wooded road. The house looked normal from the outside, quiet, neatly kept. No lights on though. When I knocked, he opened the door halfway. Middle-aged, clean-shaven, serious. He didn't smile. "She's upstairs. I'll be back by 11. He handed me a $100 bill before I even walked in. Then he left. No instructions, no emergency numbers, nothing. I walked through the house, calling for the little girl. No answer. Her room was neat. Princess posters, stuffed animals, a tiny bed, but no kid. I searched the whole house. Empty. I called Daniel. No answer. I texted, "Hey, she's not here. Am I missing something?" He replied 2 minutes later, "She's shy. Don't worry. She'll come out when she's comfortable." Creeped out, I sat on the couch. That's when I noticed the camera, perched in the corner, red light blinking. Then I noticed another one, and another, all pointed into the living room, but none in the kids' room, or kitchen, or front door, all aimed where I was sitting. Hours passed, no kid. Then, around 10:40 p.m., I heard a noise. Not from upstairs, from inside the walls. Like movement in the air vents. I froze. More scratching. Then a dull thump, like something heavy shifting inside the crawl space. I stood up, grabbed my keys, and bolted. Daniel texted as I pulled away. "You weren't supposed to leave yet." I didn't respond. I went straight to the police. They visited the house the next morning. It was abandoned. The utilities were fake. The phone number was a burner. The furniture was staged. Some of it still had Goodwill price tags on it. And the photo of the little girl, stock photo. Reverse image search showed it on a parenting blog from 2013. Someone had lured me there, filmed me, watched me, and I wasn't the only one. Police found multiple similar listings in nearby cities. Same ad, different names, same pattern. They never found who was behind it. A few years ago, I was moving out of my apartment after a breakup and trying to downsize. I listed some furniture on Craigslist. Nothing fancy, just a cheap IKEA bookshelf, a worn-out coffee table, and a floor lamp. I got a message about the bookshelf within an hour. The guy was short, polite, and to the point. "I'll take the bookshelf. Can I pick it up tonight? Around 9. A little late, but I figured, why not? I didn't want to drag it with me to the new place. I gave him my address. He replied, "Perfect. I'll park on the street, white van. Just help me load it, and I'll be gone in 5 minutes." White van, another red flag, but I brushed it off. At 9:06 p.m. he texted, "Outside." I stepped out and sure enough, there was a plain white van idling at the curb. No logo, no windows, just a van. I walked over. The guy got out. He looked normal, I guess. Mid-40s, balding, smelled like cigarettes and something sour underneath. He didn't shake my hand, just said, "It's in the living room." "Yeah," I nodded, backing up toward the door. He followed me inside. That's when things got weird. He didn't go straight for the bookshelf. He started looking around my apartment, slowly, eyes lingering on things like my keys on the table, my coat, the half-open door to my bedroom. "Nice place," he muttered, walking to the bookshelf like he was casing the joint. He didn't lift it, didn't even try. Instead, he turned and said, "You live alone?" I froze. My stomach dropped. "No," I lied. "My brother's here. He's just in the shower." He stared at me for a long second, then gave a small smile. "Cool. Can I use your bathroom real quick?" That was it. I knew. This wasn't about the bookshelf. I shook my head. "Nah, sorry, plumbing's messed up." He didn't move. Then he said, "You sure? You don't seem like someone who'd lie to me." My hands were shaking. I had my phone in my pocket, but didn't want to make it obvious I was reaching for it. Just then, a stroke of luck. My neighbor Joe, who I hadn't told was coming by to drop off my spare keys, knocked on the door. I opened it immediately, loudly. "Hey man, come in." Joe stepped in, confused. I gave him a look. He picked up on it immediately. The buyer's face dropped. "Forget it," he muttered, walking toward the door. "Keep the damn bookshelf." He got in the van and peeled out so fast he nearly hit a parked car. I filed a report with the police. They said there had been a few Craigslist-related incidents recently. Robberies, attempted home invasions, always the same setup. Late-night pickups, polite emails, white van. They never caught him. But I've never sold anything online since. Back in 2014, I was fresh out of college and broke as hell. My old Android phone finally died and I couldn't afford a new one. I was desperate, checking Craigslist hourly for deals, when I stumbled across something unbelievable. Free iPhone 5. Slightly cracked screen, but works great. First come, first served. The post said the seller had upgraded and just wanted the old one gone. No catch, no money. Just show up. It seemed sketchy, yeah, but I figured if I met them in public, it'd be fine. I messaged the guy and he responded right away. "Glad you're interested. Can you meet at my place? My car's in the shop, I'm just off Route 9. Here's the address. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes." That was red flag number 1, but again, free iPhone. The address was in a decent neighborhood just outside my city. I told my roommate where I was going, shared the address, and said I'd be right back. When I got there, the house was quiet, normal looking, white shutters, clean yard, no signs of life. I knocked, no answer. I texted him. He replied instantly. "Sorry, I'm in the basement, door's open. Just come in and head down the stairs. I left the phone on the workbench." That should have been my cue to run, but I was naive, curious, stupid. I opened the door. The house was silent. No furniture, no pictures. Just bare walls and an overwhelming smell of bleach. And then I saw the stairs, half lit, steep, leading down into pitch black. Something about it felt wrong. I stood at the top for a few seconds. That's when I heard it, a click, like a camera shutter, then another, then breathing. Someone was down there, watching me. I backed away, quietly, heart in my throat. I turned around to leave, but the front door, which I had only lightly shut, was now deadbolted from the inside. I froze. I couldn't breathe. My body just went cold. I bolted to the kitchen, found a side window and smashed it with a ceramic bowl I found in a cabinet. I dove out and ran like hell to my car, called the police the second I locked the doors. They got there fast. I waited in my car while they went inside. 10 minutes later, an officer walked up to my window, face pale. "You're lucky," he said. "We found a mattress in the basement, chains, a camera set up. He even had zip ties laid out on the table. But here's the worst part. They never found the guy. The Craigslist account was wiped. The burner phone was off. No fingerprints in the house. It was a rental. Fake name. Prepaid cards. Clean. And me? I deleted Craigslist that night. I still check my rearview mirror. More than I should. A few years ago, I was in a rough place. Divorced, broke, and just laid off. I needed a cheap place to crash while I figured out my next steps. That's when I saw a Craigslist ad that almost seemed too perfect. Room for rent, $200 a month. No pets, no parties. Perfect for quiet tenants. First and last month up front. Must meet in person. Serious inquiries only. The listing had one photo. A dimly lit bedroom with an old metal-framed bed, a small dresser, and a heavy curtain covering the only window. I responded, and within an hour, got a call from an older woman named Mrs. Avery. Her voice was dry and clipped, but polite. We arranged for me to come by the next evening. The house was in a forgotten corner of the city. Tall weeds, cracked sidewalk, one flickering street lamp. Still, it looked livable. Mrs. Avery met me at the door. Thin, wrinkled, grey dress that looked ironed from a different decade. She didn't speak much during the walkthrough. The room matched the photo. Bare, quiet, colder than the rest of the house. The walls were yellowed, and the curtain didn't quite reach the edges of the window. I asked what was on the other side. "Just the back garden," she said. "No need to look at it. Not much to see." We signed the agreement, cash only. The first night, I noticed something strange. From under the curtain, there was movement, shadows, not just tree limbs. Slow, deliberate movement, pacing back and forth across the window. I looked out. There was no garden, just a pitch-black alley. No streetlight, no trees, just darkness. I closed the curtain tighter and told myself it was a cat or a raccoon. But every night after that it returned. Same pacing, same shadow, same silence. I asked Mrs. Avery about it. She went quiet, then finally said, "Just keep the curtain closed. Don't give it attention. That's how it knows." I thought she was messing with me, or maybe senile. But one night I got drunk. I'd had enough of the pacing, the scratching, the whispers I swore were starting to come from the window. So I pulled the curtain wide open. Nothing was there, just darkness. Then the glass began to fog up from the outside, like someone was breathing on it. A long, slow exhale that formed a perfect circle in front of me. I stepped back. I didn't sleep that night. After that, the pacing turned into tapping, every night. Slow, patient taps on the glass. 3 beats, then silence. One night I stayed awake until 4 a.m., watching the curtain. The tapping started again. Then the window creaked, opened half an inch. I hadn't unlocked it. I rushed out of the room, slammed the door, and slept in the living room. Mrs. Avery didn't say a word the next morning. She only handed me a fresh set of curtain pins. 2 weeks later, I moved out without notice. I left everything: clothes, suitcase, even my phone. A few months later, out of morbid curiosity, I searched the address again on Craigslist. Same ad, same room, same photo, different name. This time, the contact was someone named Mr. Avery. I decided to look up the obituaries. Turns out, Mrs. Avery had died 10 years ago. I'd just moved into a new apartment and didn't have much furniture, just a mattress on the floor and a folding chair. One night, I spotted a Craigslist listing in the free stuff section. Free couch, minor stain, pickup only, must go tonight. Posted 17 minutes ago. The picture showed a basic beige sofa in what looked like a clean garage. Perfect. I texted the number. A guy named Rick replied instantly. Yep, still have it. I'll be home after 9. Garage door will be open. Just put around back. That was the first weird thing. He wanted me to go behind the house. But hey, free couch. It was dark when I pulled into the narrow alley. The back of the house was barely lit by one floodlight. Sure enough, the garage was open, and the couch was sitting there just like in the photo. But there were no other cars, no lights on inside the house, and no sign of Rick. I texted, "Here now, couch looks good. You around?" He replied seconds later, "Yep, go ahead and grab it. You need help lifting it?" I replied, "Sure, if you don't mind." Then, nothing. No footsteps, no voice, just dead silence. I waited. Suddenly, from inside the garage, I heard a muffled cough. Not from the house, inside the garage, behind a door I hadn't noticed. Curious and stupid, I stepped a few feet into the garage and peered at the door. It was metal, scratched, slightly ajar. Then I noticed something I hadn't before. Next to the couch was a GoPro, half hidden under a towel. It was on, with a red light blinking. I picked it up. It was recording. A text came through. "Are you inside yet?" I backed up immediately, heart pounding. Just as I turned, I heard the creak of the door behind me, opening slowly. I ran. As I threw the truck into reverse, I saw him, a tall man in a hoodie, standing in the garage doorway, not moving, just watching. When I got home, I connected the GoPro to my laptop. It had several videos. Each one showed a different person coming to pick up the free couch. None of them showed the person leaving. Each video ended the same way. The camera gets picked up, turned off, and placed back under the towel. I turned everything over to the police. The listing disappeared the next day. The number stopped working. And the house, the one I drove to, it had been abandoned for months. I still don't know who Rick was or what he planned to do. But sometimes I wonder how many free couch people didn't find the camera, and how many others never got back into their cars. And remember, fear doesn't go away. It just follows you home.